All right, guys, today we're going to be going over some of the basics with aim training and what I do personally to get better aim overall and over time. I've only been switching to keyboard and mouse about 6 months, maybe pushing 7 months, and this aim routine has gotten me flying. But there's also a couple tips I need to give you guys because a lot of people do not know where to go when they're aim training. They do the wrong scenarios, they practice the wrong things, they're too inconsistent with it. So we're going to jump into a lot of that today. Now, before we hop right into this, if you guys can use my code in the Fortnite item shop, SR3, it would help me out a ton. But now, without further ado, let's just jump right in. So the first thing I recommend if you are new to aim training, or if you've played aim trainers on and off and you're trying to get into them more, is find yourself a playlist that you can consistently do every day. Now, I have 2 playlists here that I have made that I consistently do. This 2024 one is one that I made when I was more of a beginner, so I do recommend playing this. Now, again, this is meant you play it every single day. You get on and you play these. They don't take long. 15, maybe 20 minutes max, which is not a very long time. You can just throw on a video and kind of aim train on the side. But I do recommend you find your baseline. So load up the playlist, start it. And once you start it, just go through all of it and see where all of your scores are so you kind of know where you're at and see what you need to work on. After you get done doing the whole playlist, I'm not going to run through the entire thing because that'd make the video way too long, and I'm not trying to do all that. I'm not trying to bore you guys. Once you guys see where you're at, see which ones you were struggling in. Was it the tracking ones? Was it the flicking? And then overall, what you want to do after that is just go in and target those things. There is tons of playlists in KovaaKs that you can do with micro adjustments if you're having problems, if you're having problems with pump aim, if you need tracking help. There is so many routines that you can find and fine-tune those things you're struggling with. Now, for me, how I normally go into it is I start my day. Before I play any game, I'll play my newest KovaaKs playlist, which takes about 15 minutes. I'll run through it all, and then I'll just load right into the game and play. But after I get off, this is what I really recommend. So after you're done playing whatever game you're trying to play, Fortnite, Valorant, whatever it might be, you got to go through and kind of think about, or even VOD review, how you played in those games and what you were missing. And then normally later that night, I go into it and I look at, okay, maybe my tracking was off. Let me play this tracking playlist I have. Maybe my micro adjustments were off. I wasn't getting enough surge, so I'm playing the micro adjustments. There is so many different things you can do to make sure you're aiming good, and a lot of people don't think about it. I VOD review a lot of my own aim as well as just mistakes in general. So I definitely think you guys should start VOD reviewing how you're aiming as well, so you can target exactly what you need to work on. Now, something people will consistently do a lot of the time is they will load up a playlist and just run through it, not trying to work on anything, and they'll just play the playlist, kind of just zone out and just play how they would think they need to do it, and they don't actually try to get better scores and improve on themselves. The scores don't mean everything. Sometimes it's just the accuracy you want to improve on, but you don't need to be going into these playlists with nothing in mind, because then you're just practicing for nothing. Like, if I get on and do my 15 minutes, like my normal playlist, and then I load into the game and my aim felt like it was good today, I will not KovaaKs that night. You do not want to burn yourself out on aim training, because it is a horrible road to go down, because then you're more inconsistent with aim training, so then your aim will be more inconsistent. And once your aim gets more inconsistent in game, is you're then you'll start spamming those playlists again, where you're playing, you know, hours and hours at a time. You'll open up KovaaKs and play for 2 hours straight, and then you're burnt out again. You just need to stay consistent with it. If you do the playlist when you first get on for 15 minutes and then play the game, and you feel like your aim was good that day, and then you still aim train afterwards, and you consistently do that even when your aim feels good and you don't think there's anything you need to work on right now, you're just trying to stay consistent, you will easily burn yourself out on KovaaKs, and you will lose a lot of progression because you'll slowly start to skip KovaaKs thinking that you don't need it anymore. Now, one thing people do ask me a lot when I KovaaKs is, how do I not get bored? How do I stay into it? Well, I mean, normally I'll throw on a stream, you know, or I'll just stream myself and talk to chat while I KovaaKs, or I'll just listen to music, which is all things you can do. But I honestly kind of just do KovaaKs for the love of the game. I enjoy it. I enjoy trying to get better high scores, and it's also super satisfying to me because I've, you know, changed the sounds using custom hit sounds and all types of different things. So I generally start to enjoy KovaaKs the more I, you know, kind of fine tune those things that make me enjoy it. And I recommend you guys do the same. Go through the settings and kind of find the colors you want to use. You know, I'm using yellow for my enemy boxes. You guys could use like red, pink, you know, whatever makes you feel better. Then you can change the sound that it makes when you actually hit a target, which can also be super satisfying. There's a lot of ways you can customize KovaaKs, or even aim labs as well, to make it more fun for you to actually KovaaKs and get yourself to consistently do it every day. Now, with that, it's like, okay, SR3, why do I want to consistently play KovaaKs? What is the actual benefit? Well, a lot of people can tell you that it obviously, I mean, number one, it improves your aim a ton. Obviously, everyone wants to get better aim, but the main thing I would say it improves, especially for games like Fortnite, is your crosshair placement becomes so much better, which makes it so you can build better, you can edit better, and overall, you're just going to start flowing a lot better. a lot of people don't know, but crosshair placement takes a big part of movement as well. And people don't have any like correlation to the two. Like, how can my aim and my crosshair placement affect, you know, how I'm moving on WASD? A lot of the times the crosshair placement will actually make it so you need to move a certain way. If your crosshair placement's off, you have to adjust manually with your movement to try to kind of back it up and make it so you can make that edit or hit that shot afterwards. But if you have a good crosshair placement because you're consistently grinding it, you don't have to make those adjustments and you can come right out the edit into the shot. You don't have to move yourself at all. You might not even have to move your crosshair really. Now, if you don't have access to KovaaKs or you don't want to play like any type of aim trainer, you just want to do in-game kind of practice, you can load into this Raider map, which the code will be in the description below, as well as my share codes, but my custom playlist on KovaaKs, which you guys can, anyone's free to use. I'm gonna make more of them, and when I do, I will make videos on them. But once you get into this map, the code is at the top of the screen. Again, you can go into the aim section and there is a ton of options. I'm gonna take you through a lot of what I do because this looks like a lot and I definitely do not play them all. I do start with the reaction flick, which is kind of a good pump technique to just get better aim with your pump, and you focus on, you know, targets coming right at you. And what you want to do, of course, is just go for headshots and try to get your flicks down as much as possible. This helps me a ton. I normally do this even with KovaaKs just because I enjoy it, and I do think it is a more fun way to play the game versus sitting in KovaaKs, but I don't think you can get the same level of practice that you can get in KovaaKs in here. But this is just a second option that I'm showing you guys. Now, after you are done with that, I recommend coming over to the headshot practice. You'll see Clicks play this one on stream a lot, and all it is once you hit the headshot, he kind of teleports somewhere else and you adjust. So this kind of works on your tracking with your flicks as well, which is a super, again, I'd say more fun way than KovaaKs is, but again, there is playlists on KovaaKs or scenarios on KovaaKs that definitely work a lot better. After that, that is about all I do for my shotgun aim, and then after that, I just focus on a lot of my AR aim and my ADS aiming. So I will come into this where the glider tracking is, I'll let him deploy, and I'll try my best to track him. Now, it does keep track of how many people you have quote-unquote eliminated. Obviously, they don't die in this, but once you do 200 damage, it gives you like credit for an elimination. And I normally try to get to about 10 on like each thing, and then I'll swap over. Or like on the reaction flick, I'll try to hit 3 to 4 headshots in a row before I leave it. These are really good because KovaaKs does, I'm not gonna lie, KovaaKs does not have some of these same tracking ones where it's like gliders like this, so it does help a lot to kind of do some of these over KovaaKs. Now, after that, this is kind of personal preference. You don't have to go into this one because it doesn't practice too much other than maybe some micro adjustments. But this one is the Surge, where the AIs or the bots just kind of run in a line and you just have to do damage to them. It does help with Surge a lot. Like, it definitely gets your aim a lot better. Like I said, this one is more for, you know, tracking and some micro adjustments at a distance, which is nice, and you can always change the position, you know, if you want to sit from a higher view. There's a lot of ways to customize this one. Now, for the last thing that I run through in this is the bounce tracking, which is absolutely my favorite because you can practice your hip fire and your ADS, and all it is it sends a bot through the sky. Now, if you saw that first scenario I played on KovaaKs, you'll see that it's kind of similar to this, but I enjoy this one a lot. Now, of course, there is bloom aspect, so even if your crosshairs on it, sometimes, you know, the shots won't connect fully, but it's still one of the more fun playlists. Like I said, this is my favorite scenario in this entire like map. You know, and like I said, you can practice hip fire with it as well. I'd say on this, kind of just focus having your crosshair on him best you can, because there is, like I said, some bloom to the game, so there is a lot of RNG. But even again, I do think KovaaKs offers a better playlist for like this kind of scenario where it's just bounce tracking. But one thing KovaaKs does not have is it doesn't have that bloom effect. So if you're trying to kind of adjust more for that, again, this is still another option for you guys to do. I just wanted to show you guys all the different options that you guys have so you guys can really work on your aim and get it down packed, so you can just be 200 pumping everyone, frying everyone out of the sky, and just being the best player that you can be. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new, and I will see y'all in the next one, man. Peace.